of his appreciation banner, and we must welcome him, sir. On behalf of the University Management and Department, once again, on behalf of my person, I welcome you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gerard, for this. It's a pleasure to be back here after 17 years. And thank you for that generous introduction. So what I suggest I will do in the first lecture today is to sort of demystify the European Union had a role to play in concluding this agreement with Iran. And they are naturally concerned about retaining the nuclear deal. In the most recent developments, there are concerns about, Iran increasing its nuclear enrichment, which creates problems for the Europeans. But the European response has been to somehow salvage this deal. And secondly, as a way to come out of the sanctions which the Americans have imposed, they're trying to work out an alternate payment mechanism, which has not yet become fully operational, because the Europeans, have significant economic stakes in the Iranian economy. They would like FDI to flow. So American sanctions are creating problems, but this alternate mechanism is not yet fully developed. The second question was about German-French people-to-people relations. I don't know what exactly you want to know, but I can just make a few general points. That after the war ended, it was a number of private initiatives which got German and French youth exchanges to increase. This led to town-to-town ties, university-to-university ties. The basic idea being that since the youth is the future of tomorrow, this process of coming into contact, this actually took on huge dimensions. And that was one of the reasons why, you had Franco-German reconciliation take place. Their ties are great, you have free travel, under the Schengen area you don't require any visas. Let's say Erasmus Mundus, when postgraduate students can get their degrees at two or more universities, this has helped facilitate greater integration, greater people-to-people contact. So, and it is, very common that young Europeans speak two or more languages, as they. The emergence of illiberal Europe, the emergence of extreme right-wing parties in Eastern and Western Europe, whatever might be the Euroscepticism about the European project itself, it does not fundamentally mean that the European project is going to unravel itself. In 2016, there were all kinds of predictions that there would be a Frexit, Grexit of Greece, and after the alternative for Germany got about 100 seats in the German Bundestag, there were predictions that there might be a German exit. This is all speculation which has been going on. And the lesson of the Brexit difficult negotiations has been that it is very difficult to come out of membership with the European Union. Negotiating with the European Union the terms of the deal, and this has actually worked as a disincentive for other countries to think of the possibility of leaving the European Union. I think that about takes care of your questions.
Hello sir, my name is Shweta, and my first question is between Euroscepticism and Europeanism. So my second question is being a largest donor, European Union being a largest donor in the Syrian crisis, whether it is succeeded in solving the problems.
Okay, I don't know.
You can also postpone it.
This is a very good question, but I think this becomes an important theme in the next talk that I'm going to give you, and I'll deal more with that. Okay, but about Syria, you see, the policy of regime change which the West followed in just destabilizing regimes in Iraq, in Syria, and Libya that has created an unprecedented crisis for Europe. And because of the unstable conditions in these regions, you see a large number of people who are leaving these countries and they are going where? To Europe. In one way, Europe is being paid back for what it did. It is atonement for its sins to a certain extent, And this is going to be a long-term problem. And of course, this has also been identified with narratives within these European countries that many of the people who are coming as refugees, of course, their numbers have declined substantially since 2015-2016, when the largest number came to Germany, over 1 million. But a lot of the refugees coming from Syria are highly skilled people, doctors and engineers who Germany has welcomed. So this is going to be a crisis which is going to be with us for a large number, for many more years to come, because they're in direct proximity. Now the efforts of the European Union are now geared towards keeping these people back at home by trying to provide